A couple updates ago, wither killers in Bedrock Minecraft got nerfed. Again, shocking, I know. As you can see, he just makes his way down and is no longer captured in there again. But what if I told you there is still a safe and easy way to kill them using the center end portal? Stay tuned to find out. What's up everyone, PDF here, and today we're going to build ourselves a wither killer here at this end portal. Bright, shiny new. Still has that new portal smell too. That's right, it is still possible to make a wither killer here with this end portal in 1.19.21, I knew I'd get it eventually, Bedrock Minecraft update. And the best part is, if done correctly, the wither will not escape, he will not warp to the overworld, will not do any of those less than nice things withers generally like to want to do. Now I have put a materials list in the description. One quick note though, I have not tested whether you can kill more than one wither at the same time with this, nor am I going to. I am not that brave, if we recall. Test at your own risk. So from this here, we're going to want to go out 1, 2, 3, 4 blocks, and we'll do that on all the sides. Okay, so 4 blocks out on each side. What we're going to want to do now is come out one more block, and we're going to want to make a giant square that's connected all the way around this. So come out one more, and join everything up. Do that to all the sides. Alright, now we're going to do something to kind of future-proof ourselves here, and that's we're going to end up putting another row of blocks behind this one. When we get a little further into the build, this will come into play, but right now we're just kind of setting ourselves up for the future. Alright, and then we can take out all these little arms that we made. We're not going to need them anymore. Boop, 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 boop. And boop, 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 boop. From, well, we can pick any side, it doesn't matter right now. From this level here, the ground, we're going to want to dig down 5 more. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And we're going to want to dig this whole thing down to that level. And come right back. Once we get this cleared out, I'm not going to bore you with me digging it out. Or am I? No, I'm not. Alright. Now with that all dug out, we're going to want to take our water bucket here and turn this whole bottom area into a nice happy little pool. Now what we're going to want to do is come back up to the top somehow. You can kind of dig your way up and then restack it. And we are actually going to want to get rid of this layer right here, so we end up with a little lip. Now while I'm doing this in creative just to have easy access to all the blocks, this is perfectly doable in survival. So if you're in survival, you're going to want to make yourself an infinite water source, because we are going to want to come all the way around this lip here, so that way the water flows down in a nice pretty curtain. That way when we spawn Mr. Angryface later and he starts shooting stuff around, occasionally a skull will make its way out. That way it doesn't break everything. We'll fill in our water hole that nobody's poisoned. And with our water hole filled in, now what we're going to have to do, if I can ever figure out how to get down and not fly everywhere, I'm just adding that lip so I can get up easier. It's not required. So we are going to want to figure out what direction is west, and there's 3 really easy ways to do it. The first way is get yourself some dirt and a sunflower. Boop. Now, no matter what dimension they're in, sunflowers will always face east. So we know that this way is west. That way out there means this is the west side. So we're gonna, we'll just take some leaves here, and I'll give myself a little bit bigger of an area to stand here just to make this easier on me. And we will mark out where the west side is. We'll make a little bridge here while we're at it, just so that way we can actually make our way back over easier. And we'll even put a little ring of leaves around our portal here. When we put this back into hard mode and the Endermen teleport every which way, sometimes they can come up on this, the portal frame. The leaves here just stops them from doing that because they can be really annoying. Method number 2, locator map. If we take a look on the map, top is always going to be north, the bottom will always be south, which by default makes the right east and the left west. West. Again, that way is west. We know that this is going to be the west side of the portal. Another way, the third way at least, that we can use to figure out which way is west is actually pumpkin. Thanks to an old guy iron farm video, we know that pumpkins, the stem will always point to the northwest. So north, west. Hey, that's the west side of the portal. And no matter where you put them, the stem will always face that direction no matter what. Kind of an easy way to figure it out, really. I like that better than the sunflower, just because you don't have to carry two things. It's just one, and it always works. With all that in place, now it's time for everybody to get back in the pool. And now we're going to work on building the area that we spawn the wither in, on, however you want to put it. The actual sort of cage killer-y part. First thing we're going to want to do is find where 0, 0 is. Ta-da! This block here. We're going to want to dig that out and put our first piece of soul sand in there. Then we're going to take any of our temporary blocks that we have. We're going to make a little cross shape around that there, because it's very important that we have a 2-layer gap, and then our obsidian is going to go on this 3rd layer here. See, 1, 2, and the 3rd layer is the obsidian. We do not want to cover that. We want that left open, but we do want to put the pieces around it. We're going to fill that in with some more water here momentarily. Now, the little ring we're going to build is we have to kind of line it up with a couple spots here. On the north and the west, it'll be in line with this underneath edge here. So we'll build it so that way it's lined up with that. And on the, there's north and west, so east and south, it's going to be in line with this outer ring. Remember, we're on the west side now, so we're going to want to make sure we stay lined up with this. Now we're on the south, so we're going to want to make sure we are even with this one here. And believe me, you'll see why we need that here shortly. Makes itself pretty evident, really. Boop and boop. Now, before you put the last piece in, make sure you leave that, some way to get in here. Because we are going to take our water bucket, and we want to make sure that one and this one here are water sources. That's very important. They have to be sources. So now what we can do is knock out our temporary blocks. We don't even need this little plus shape in the middle. We can actually leave it for now. It's not going to affect anything. And believe me, it'll be gone soon enough. Now, part of the reason I have this ring here is actually because when Shiny McMurderface spawns in his wither skeletons, this keeps them all kind of lined up in one spot. A little easier to deal with. And when he explodes at the end after we beat him, typically, that will kill the skeletons as well, so we'll get some wither roses out of it. But all things aside, that is it. Seriously, that is everything. That's all there is to it. Now, you may be going, PDF, but what about those extra things in the description? Well, the optional bit that you can add in if you want, it's not required, is you can come over, I usually come over to this side here, and you can put a double chest here, and then all of these spots you can actually just replace with hoppers kind of leading into it. That way when he blows up, it sucks all the wither roses in, any of the bones and the coal from killing the wither skeletons. Just makes it easier to collect the stuff. But all you need is a soak touch pickaxe, break one, go in there, get it, boom, put it back, you're done. Completely optional, does not affect how the farm works in any way, shape, or form. This is what it looks like with the collection in place. As you can see, all the hoppers pointed into there. That way anything ends up down there, and it comes into our chest here. I said, not required, totally optional, just makes a couple things a little easier. Now, to use the chamber, you want to hit that like button and subscribe if you're enjoying this. It really helps the channel out a lot, gets my content out to more people, and, just lets me know you guys enjoy my videos. Thank you. But seriously, to use the unalive device, let's come on back down here, get our supplies. You're going to want to get your soul sand and your bony boy heads. Let's go ahead and we will put it in hard difficulty. Now, what you're going to want to do on the west side, the left side, whatever you want to call it, this block right here. Not this one. Not this one. Definitely not that one. This block right here, lower layer, as you can see, middle block. Boop, boop, boop. We have a T shape. Very important, only that spot. And 1, 2, and 3, we have a wither. Now, this is very, very important. No touchy the wither. No touchy. No touchy. But seriously, once he is spawned in, ignore him. Do not go over to him. Do not shake hands. Do not play charades. Do not play bingo. Just leave him alone. As you can see by the bar, He is taking his suffocation damage. What we are going to do is just sit back and let nature take its course. As you just saw there, a blue skull fly out, hit the wall, but because of the water, nothing damaged. Now I know what you're thinking, but PDF, you're in creative. Of course you're, not taking any damage or have to worry about anything. Let's just go ahead and put it in survival then, shall we? As you can see, skeletons are already in. And at the end when he explodes, if you're close enough, you might take a little damage. We can move back and it won't affect us any. But I'm going to stay right up here to show you that everything is fine. Part of the reason why the old way doesn't work is because for some reason he destroys blocks in a 3x3 square kind of just under him. Not exactly centered. It's a little off. I don't know all the specifics exactly. But from all my testing, and believe me, I've tested against, I think I've spawned in like well over 20 or so withers at this point just to test this. And that's what I've noticed, and that's part of why we built the ring the way we did. You could build a solid platform minus the block at 0, 0. And once he spawns in, he'll break the blocks under him. You'll end up with this anyway. Ta-da! Look at that. Half a heart of health. Bony boy's gone. Let's check our chest. The obsidian he broke. Some wither roses. Some coal. And the biggest prize of all. Ta-da! One shiny new nether star just waiting to be turned into a beacon. Shiny. Shiny is good. Do one more quick little look at our layout there. That is everything there is to it. We can still use the portal to kill the withers without worrying about skulls flying every which way. The end gateway works just fine. I've tested that too. And this took me quite a few days of testing to kind of figure out exactly what worked. And this is what I ended up with. Enjoy the video? Want to see some more content I've created? Check out this next video here. See ya.